Hello and welcome to this short video which should give you a first glimpse at how to complete a part of your DDP that I assume at the moment is a bit of a mystery, and also show you how the what if spreadsheets have been replaced by a brand new software called ALPS Connect. Okay, so this is a typical DDP in front of me and I'm looking at year 13 and I notice there's this row here, target ALPS 3 grades to boost. So what does that mean? Well, basically we're trying to find out how many grades away you currently are from being ALPS 3, and the data we're using is current grade 1 in year 13. Okay, so at the moment this box is blank in this DDP. So how do we find that out? Well, firstly you need to open up the email that should have been sent to you via ALPS Connect and get yourself logged in onto that. If I show you, this is the home page for ALPS, and up in the top right corner there's a sign-in box, and then once you click on sign in there's two options. You want to click in connect. Once you click in connect and you've set yourself up, then you can just sign in to the system. Okay, here we are. And the first thing you want to do when you're here is alter the data that you're going to be using. So in the top right corner, the default seems to be year 13 projections. Okay, PG1. We don't want that. We want CG1. That's what that's the data we work from in year 13. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll allow me to choose some different data sets. And the one I want is year 13 CG1, and I'll accept those changes. Okay, we can see that data has now been changed to CG1. There is a handy little help video here. It's quite a light touch how-to guide just there. The next tab you want is the subject tab, and if I load that up there, if I choose economics here, I can see at the moment that the year 13 CG1 data, if I follow it down to economics, I can see it currently we are suggesting on using the current grades, we're achieving an ALPS 6 in economics, 33 students. Let's click on economics. Okay, so here we are. You'll see immediately there's a lot more to this particular subject overview page. And you can see my headlines. I've now got a female-male split and a disadvantaged and non-disadvantaged split there as well. Disadvantaged refers to sixth form students who were classified as being pupil premium in year 11. Now, if I want to fill in that part of the DDP and figure out how many grades away I am from ALPS 3, I need to turn over here to the left and actually play with this thermometer. Okay, so I've got a thermometer and it's got my current position on ALPS 6. If I click down on that with my left mouse button and hold the mouse button down, and then I'm able to drag that particular scale, and you can see the numbers light up as I go up and down the thermometer. I'm going to stop at ALPS 3 there, and you'll get this little information box. So in economics, based on our current grades, 15 students will need to go up by 1 grade on average there to reach ALPS 3. That's half of my cohort, or nearly half of the cohort. Okay, so that's 15 grades I'm looking for. So I would go back to my DDP, and although this is not the economics DDP, I would put 15 in that box there. That's how many grades I need to boost in order to reach ALPS 3. Okay, so now I've figured out how many grades I need to boost. I'm actually going to now play with the what if system a little bit. So I'm going to go back into economics, the subject tab, and I'm going to go to students, and immediately you can see my list of students there. We've got the thermometer showing the current grade position, which is ALPS 6, and then what each individual student's grades are. If I click on a student's name, you can actually see the other projections, the other current grades they've been given as well, which is quite useful to talk to them. Now I want to sort it by target grade. Now I should say that these targets are ALPS targets, they're not Hays targets. And the two major differences between them are that Hays targets incorporate fine grading. So we wanted to use that facility so we could identify students at the top of the range and at the bottom of the range. But we also wanted to avoid this situation where you've got ALPS targets where they've got A*/A, which is kind of a bit misleading in terms of what you would inform the student they're actually targeting. Is it an A*? Is it an A? Well, it's uncertain when you've got two targets in one target grade stemming from ALPS. However, your ALPS reports are based, your official ALPS reports are based on ALPS targets. So we will see A*/A in those reports. And it means that this, whatever you're doing on this what if, is directly related to the ALPS report that you'll receive in the summer. So how do we do what if? Well, first we're going to go up to this top left corner and I'm going to click on that tab there, and then a few things have changed. And you'll notice one of the major changes is this column at the far right, and it's a what if grade. Okay, so we can still see the target grade, the ALPS target grade. We can still see the current grade that you've entered for these students, but we can now play with that grade and see the impact on our ALPS score. So if I just move a few students up, like so, what you might have noticed as I was doing that is that this thermometer over here has two scales on it. The ALPS 6 rating is the current grade rating as it stands, but this ALPS 4 that we're suggesting here is the what if rating. Basically, if all those students went up and achieved the grades that I've just moved them to, this cohort would achieve ALPS 4. So I can keep going until they get, oh there you go, they get ALPS 3. Okay, so I've now achieved ALPS 3, so I'd be able to suggest perhaps to my team that these are the students most likely to achieve. And it's quite useful to do this with the data spreadsheet, one of Lou's data spreadsheets in front of you, so you can work with the fine grade students, and those at the top of the range in particular could be the ones that you find yourself moving on this what if bit of software. What I can do at this point as well is I could reset the whole thing if I don't like what I've done, and that will take me back to square one and just the current grades will be present, or I could undo the last move I made. But I actually want to send this to my teaching team, so I'm going to save that, and then I'm just going to scroll back up here and go to saved. And what you'll notice is there's a little report that's been produced with my email, the date and the time. And if I want to share that with people, I can just press share, allow others to see it, and then it's given me a URL, and I'm going to copy that URL. And now I could paste that in any emails and send that out. And as long as that individual recipient is able to access ALPS Connect, and every head of department is, then they will be able to access the work I'd done and see the students that I had suggested could move. So I hope that gives you a nice overview of two things really: how to fill in that DDP box, how many grades to boost, and then secondly also allow you to explore the what if facility, which of course replaces the old style what if spreadsheets. If you are interested in learning more about this, then I'll be at the Data for Middle Leaders training, which at the moment is scheduled for February. Hope to see you then. Bye for now.